Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum and good afternoon. Welcome to the ceremony to exchange 3 memorandums of understanding and handover of 2 sea ambulances, followed by statements to the press by both ministers. Today we will be exchanging Memorandum of Understanding for the Phase 2 of the Indian Grant Assistance for implementation of high-impact community development projects through local bodies. Memorandum of Understanding for development of a sports complex in Gaftal, Gatu, and the Memorandum of Understanding for academic cooperation between the Maldives National University and Cochin University of Science and Technology. Today we will also witness the handover of the 2 sea ambulances procured for the Ministry of Defence under Indian Grant Assistance. First is the exchange of the Memorandum of Understanding between the Government of the Republic of Maldives and the Government of the Republic of India regarding Indian Grant Assistance for implementation of high-impact community development projects Phase 2 through local bodies. May I invite Minister of State for Foreign Affairs of Maldives, His Excellency Ahmad Khalil, and High Commissioner of India, His Excellency Manu Mahavar, to exchange the signed MOU. Thank you, Excellencies. Next is the exchange of Memorandum of Understanding between Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Government of Maldives, and High Commission of India, Male, and Ministry of Youth, Sports and Community Empowerment for development of a sports complex in Gaftal, Gatu. May I again invite Minister of State for Foreign Affairs of Maldives, His Excellency Ahmad Khalil, and High Commissioner of India, His Excellency Manu Mahavar, to exchange the signed MOU. Thank you, Excellencies. Next is the exchange of Memorandum of Understanding between the Maldives National University and Cochin University of Science and Technology for academic cooperation. I kindly invite Vice Chancellor of Maldives National University, Dr. Mohammad Sharif, and Vice Chancellor of Cochin University of Science and Technology, Professor Dr. K. N. Madhusudanan, to exchange the signed MOU on behalf of both universities. Thank you. Today's opportune occasion also marks the handover of the 2 sea ambulances procured for Ministry of Defence, signifying the completion of the project which was facilitated under the Indian Grant Assistance Scheme for High-Impact Community Development Projects. I now invite Deputy Minister of Defence, Al-Ustaz Hassan Zamil, and High Commissioner of India, His Excellency Manu Mahavar, for the symbolic handover of the 2 sea ambulances. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, this brings us to the conclusion of this segment. Now we will proceed with the statements to the press by the two ministers.
Minister of External Affairs of India, His Excellency Dr. Jaishankar, my dear friend, members of the press, members of both delegations, members of parliament, atoll councils, island councils, women development committees, a very good afternoon to you all. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. It is an honor to welcome my dear friend, Minister Dr. Jaishankar, to the Maldives on his fourth visit to the country and his first to this beautiful island of Noon Atoll, Maldives. Our historically and traditionally linked relationship is inextricable, and with good reason. This link is centuries old. The Maldives-India relationship is one between two peoples. It has stood the test of time. I might get old saying that, but this phrase will never get old because it is a fact. हम पुराने और करीबी दोस्त हैं, बेशक हम समुंदर से बटे हुए हैं, फिर भी हम एक दूसरे की प्रशंसा करते हैं. As President Ibrahim Muhammad Saleh had stated during his visit to New Delhi last year, and I quote, India is always our first responder in times of crisis and is amongst the loudest supporters in times of good fortunes, unquote. The Maldives, under its India First policy and as one of the top foreign policy priorities, remains committed to enhancing the close ties and the cooperation between our two countries. We appreciate India's neighborhood first policy and the immense economic and social benefits we have gained. Our economic recovery from COVID-19 pandemic has been remarkably steady, but it is necessary to echo the generous assistance we received from the Government of India, which contributed to the recovery. We received over 200,000 doses of Covishield vaccine on grant and an additional 100,000 doses on commercial basis. 9 Maldivians were evacuated from Wuhan and quarantined in India for 14 days at low cost for the government of Maldives at the initial stage of the pandemic. Deployment of medical teams from India, gifting of essential medicine, undisrupted procurement and supply of essential commodities, and tons of cargo were airlifted from various parts of India, we recall. Maldives received special travel permissions for critical care patients for over 150 patients pre-air travel bubble. The revival of our tourism industry at the height of the pandemic was due to the special arrangement made to keep air corridors open between our two countries. India had provided over and over that we can always rely on India, and we always remain grateful for it. Taking stock of last year, we started the year with Your Excellency's visit to Addu for the inauguration of the National College of Policing and Law Enforcement. I was there just 3 days ago to see and witness the first batch of law enforcement officers graduate from that great institution. Our relationship reached new height with the official visit of President Saleh to India in August last year. We witnessed the pouring of concrete of the Greater Malay Connectivity Project, a flagship project of President Saleh's administration during the visit and exchange of several key memorandum of understanding between both governments. We were also delighted to welcome Foreign Secretary Vinay Mohan Quatra to Maldives last year as well. We exchanged over 18 memorandum of understandings, agreements and letters of intent between both governments last year. We received additional $100 million under line of credit, additional 100 million US dollars as financial support, as subscription bonds through State Bank of India, financial support for construction of 61 police infrastructures across the Maldives, and financial support for additional 2,000 social housing units. These are the positive outcome of exchanges we had and the strong action taken to strengthen our foreign policy under this administration. And just a while ago, we have witnessed the exchange of MOU on high impact community development projects, phase 2, Maldivian rupiah 100 million, MOU for development of a sports complex in Gavdal, Gaddu, MOU between Maldives National University and Cochin University on science and technology for capacity building, and the handover of the 2 sea ambulances to the Maldives National Defense Force, a project under HICDP. Excellency, I reiterate our gratitude to the Government of India for these kind assistance and continuous support that will contribute to the betterment of our communities. Looking at the development projects this evening, we will witness the groundbreaking of Hanimadu International Airport Development Project being carried out under the line of credit, which is generously facilitated by the Government of India. We are confident that this historic project will contribute to the economic diversification and development of the northern atolls. We will also be witnessing the signing of contract for the MIFCO expansion project for the Felibor cold storage and Gemanfushi ice plant. We also look forward to the inauguration of Shabiani Fokadu Community Center, scheduled for tomorrow, which is under the 106 million rupiah grant assistance provided by the Government of India. This project will empower the Fokadu community and create a constructive recreational environment. In accordance with the strategic partnership we have fostered between our nations, this is only the start of the key deliverables for the year. The project on the establishment of water and sanitation facilities in 34 islands will be completed throughout the year. The cricket stadium project is in the tendering stage, while the cancer hospital, another important project, is at detailed project report stage. Stakeholders are coordinating to expedite the international port development project at Gulifal, expansion of MIFCO facilities in Lavian Felibor, Gaf Alif Gemanufushi, and GAN International Airport project will move on to implementation stage very soon. The Greater Mare Connectivity, Mare to Tirafushi Link project, has reached the milestone of marine piling, and we are confident that this project will progress steadily. We remain committed to foster dialogue and cooperation in both defense and sports. I also highlight the defense projects valued at $50 million under the line of credit scheme in building capacity of the defense forces, and the sports project valued at $40 million under the line of credit scheme in building the capacity of sports infrastructure. The Government of India has contributed immensely to human resource development of the country as well, with over 1,138 beneficiaries in different sectors through both short and long-term programs in 2022 alone. It has contributed to building the capacity of our workforce for future generations. Maldives-India partnership has only reached this pinnacle because of the leadership of His Excellency President Ibrahim Mohamed Saleh and His Excellency Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Our deepest gratitude to the people of India for the continued support throughout these years. I thank you, my dear friend, Dr. Jayashankar, for your personal commitment and the close relations that you have maintained with the Maldives. Thank you for accepting our invitation. I also take this opportunity to thank High Commissioner Munu Mahaba and his excellent team here for the commitment and dedication towards promoting development for the people of the Maldives. We hope to see more high-level exchanges between our two countries this year as well. And dear Minister, I welcomed you in Mali, in the south and in the north. And next time, perhaps when you visit us, I will welcome you on one of the funerals on the sandbanks in the Maldives. I hope you have a pleasant stay. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Excellency, Foreign Minister Abdullah Shahid, distinguished officials from both governments, local government, local council representatives, friends of the media, ladies and gentlemen. Minister, let me begin by thanking you for the invitation, for really conceptualizing this visit in a very different way than perhaps most formal visits of foreign ministers are done. And I'm really very delighted to avail of the invitation and be here today and to join you at a location where I believe that we will see the fruits of our partnership actually manifest themselves. I also thank you for extending traditional and warm Maldivian welcome and hospitality. And I know that for those of my countrymen and women who will be seeing pictures of this event either through my social media or through other media channels, they will certainly see the turquoise waters, they will see the sandy beaches, but what they will also see, and I assure them I will feel, is really the warmth of your friendship, the generosity of your welcome. So I want to say it's always very good to be back in the Maldives. As you have pointed out, this is my first visit to the northern atolls, specifically to Manadu. It's just another realization being here, what close neighbors we are, how much our destinies, how much our interests, how much our existence, how closely they abound. Today is also, I think, in many ways, a moment to reflect on how much our relationship has transformed in the last 4 years. We have what is clear, a very deep partnership, a partnership of close friends and maritime neighbors, which has been strengthened particularly by the visit of President Ibrahim Mohammed Saleh to India in August 2022. And while obviously in a relationship like this, it's in the national interest of both countries, I think we would do well to remember the words of Prime Minister Modi on that occasion, when he said that the India-Maldives partnership is not only working in the interests of the citizens of both countries, but is actually a source of peace, stability, and prosperity for the entire region. Today, therefore, before I actually speak about the particular projects of the advances that our relationship has made, I would, Minister, like to acknowledge your personal contribution, that of your entire team. What I do want to say, it's a pleasure working with you all. I think as your partners at the other end of this relationship, this is really a testimony to the trust and confidence that we have built up. That so much has happened so smoothly and so effectively on the ground. And some of that, of course, is what we are going to be seeing today. We have, for the media and for our colleagues, I want to say that the Minister and I had a very productive discussion before this press conference. We were joined by our delegations as well after that. And the agreements and MOUs that we have exchanged today, again, are just a reaffirmation of the very strong development partnership that we have built up. We have jointly reviewed our ongoing infrastructure projects and the groundbreaking ceremony of what I think, without exaggeration, is one of the most anticipated projects in the north, the Hanimadu International Airport Expansion Project, will be held later this evening and it will be my great honor to represent the Government of India on that occasion. And I know that this project, when completed, will actually transform the lives and livelihood of all the people in the north of Maldives. As the Hanimadu Airport commences in the north, we are also privileged to be a partner, of course, in another very ambitious project in the capital, the Greater Malay Connectivity Project. This is the largest project, I believe, which has ever been done in this country. It was formally initiated in August 2022 during President Soli's visit to India. And I'm glad to see that work continues apace on this project. We do expect it to become an economic corridor connecting Malé with Vilingili, the proposed commercial port at Gullipalu, and the industrial zone at Tinafushi. Construction of 4,000 social housing units at Kurumhale is also progressing well, and I believe that too will contribute to meeting the needs of the Maldivian people. Other projects like the Addu Roads and Reclamation, the water sanitation infrastructure for 34 islands across the archipelago are also progressing well. We hope that the projects for the expansion of Khan Airport and the development of the Gullipalu port will go into implementation phase very soon. Needless to say, all these projects adhere to the basic tenet of the Indian development cooperation approach, which is emphasis on transparency, full participation, ownership of the host country, and competitive pricing. I'm confident that these projects together will completely transform the economic landscape of the Maldives. We place an equal emphasis on impactful community development projects. We are already partnering in 45 such projects, 23 of which have been completed. Today we have handed over 2 sea ambulances to the MNDA to enable rapid deployment of health services for those in need. I look forward to jointly inaugurating with you, Foreign Minister, the community center at Hokkaido tomorrow. I'm happy that we have initiated another such project today for establishing a sports complex in Gaf Dalu Gadi. Today we have agreed to extend an additional grant of MVR 100 million to undertake more of these high impact community projects, because we can actually see what an immediate and direct impact that they have on the communities. Speaking of that, I would also like to note that there's been a very remarkable growth in our human resources exchanges and cooperation. Our training arrangements have intensified. I believe over 400 of our Maldivian friends have visited India for in-person training in 2022 alone. And we have initiated a new program for capacity building. And certainly, Minister, I look forward to working with you to highlight the human resources aspect of our cooperation. Building on the people-to-people connect and recognizing the importance of education is very important. I'm happy to announce that we will be gifting over 10,000 school books to be distributed over 216 schools in this country. I'm also happy to see the conclusion today of the MOU between our universities, the Maldives National University and the Kochi University of Science and Technology, because I think this too is an important aspect of our relationship. In terms of the movement of people, I'm very, very encouraged to see that the combination of visa-free travel, direct cargo vessels, they've all really provided a certain buoyancy to our ties. Bilateral trade has been expanding, and we are proud to say we are remaining the top source of tourism for Maldives. I think now 43rd year running, if I'm not mistaken. And along with that, we are also seeing the bilateral investment levels rise. So what I do want to say today is we are good neighbors we are strong partners. We are today mutually invested in development and progress. But we also together have a responsibility for peace and security in the region. Our security partnership also continues to strengthen, which is the way it should be. And again here, India is always willing to meet the requirements and the needs of Maldives for both for itself and for the larger region. We know that this is a globalized, very interconnected, but also in many ways a somewhat volatile world. And today, a lot of our own diplomatic attention is being given to really, I would say, easing global tensions, ensuring that interests of countries like Maldives, whether it is in sustainable growth, green growth, in terms of the fragility of our climate, that many of your concerns are also our concerns. And again, I want to assure you, because we have just done the Voice of Global South Summit, that our intention is very much that the concerns of smaller countries find a voice through us in the councils of the countries. I would also like to underline we deeply value our multilateral cooperation. I congratulate you, Minister, on your successful term as the President of the 76th EAM General Assembly. It was our privilege to work very closely with you in that regard. I also congratulate Maldives as it commences its term as a member of the UN Human Rights Council. So all in all, let me say once again, it is truly a great pleasure to be back here, to be back not just in Maldives, but to be here in Manado, and then I look forward to my program this evening and tomorrow. It gives me, again, personal satisfaction to see our partnership scale new heights. And as I said, it takes a local visit to really witness for oneself the fruits of a partnership translating into the lives of the community. So I thank you, Minister, for bringing me out here, and I hope that our shared activities, joint activities over this evening and tomorrow will help take our relationship to greater heights.
Thank you very much, dear Minister. Before concluding, let me thank you and the Government of India for the approval of the project submitted by the Ministry of Education on enriching school libraries. We hope to include a reading culture within the school environment throughout this project. And also thank you for the kind sentiments you have expressed towards the warm welcome that we have received. Our gratitude goes to the Atoll Council, to the Island Council, to the all the MPs from this atoll who have arranged this, all the arrangements here in Manado. We are very grateful for the outstanding work you have done. The women development committees, the schools, everyone on the island has been involved in this. And thank you for making the minister's visit such an excellent and outstanding visit. Thank you.